So we're starting off with the open at the nuke. So technically this is supposed to dump, so if that fails, we should see a few wicks here to give us some buy orders. So we ended up testing these lows right here. You can see the market open grab. So we'll see if we can get like a buy average inside of these two areas. Didn't seem to fill me for some reason, unless it's just showing up late or something. It shows that I'm filled for 2. We're up a band right now. We really don't want to see it come back into this trend line here. We're up 1600. I think I'll scoop that off for the day. Let's put some stops here at 230. That'll lock in a band for us. I don't know why my orders are all slow as fuck, and that's $1,000 per contract right there. 10K trade at this top deviation here, which is what we wanted. You should be out of the trade right now. My computer's just lacking right now. Yeah, look at that. Put the stops like mad late. And now we're out. Okay. Well, that'll work. Ideally, 2 grand would have been sick, but the delay was absolutely insane. 1300 it is. That was a nice trade right at the open. Any of y'all catch that or too fast? Too fast, too furious. That didn't close lower than this level, then we can try the buy side. So there's no close. So I'm down to try the buy side at 21,455. But I don't want to buy it at a market buy right now. I'd rather get up there first. Because we can still just keep dropping as it's facing lower. Stop loss has to go into the candle bodies because that's all we can do. Next price target can be up to 21,450. But I can't tell you what it's going to do until we get more data. So please manage your trade properly, and I'll provide opportunities to resize into it. But first, price target's already been tapped. If we want to add more to this, we need to see it actually tap the line, not really go through it, and then we can see like the run and claims. Other than that, we're just going to shoot straight down into the fair value of this entire market open run right now. Let's take a look at this. Nah, we're in the 5th wave right now, at least on the 5-minute time frame. So here's a nice wave, right? 1, 2 reaches back in there, 3 comes all the way up. Number 4 is not allowed into the 1, and then you got your 5 run, which just took place for us. And we're out of that for a band. And then that 1 is there. The 4, tap, tap, no candles closed. So that's a perfect wave right there. We just caught the 4 to the 5. So we'll see if we can tap 498 one more time. Take the buy side of that. If we get above this. So there's our tap. See if we get above this. I'll put buy stops at 503. So we'll wait to get filled first. Put the stops in just in case, because if they don't want this to run, they'll just slap it straight down and we'll lose $300 some. We can break even the position now. Worst case, we get stopped out. Best case, we get the run up to the area we're looking for. Here's the OBs. Hopefully they give us a buy reaction there. Slap the stop losses under the candle body, and then okay, never mind. Let's just get stopped out. Very nice. Not a bad trade. But I think that's all the trades will be taken for now, because the markets took a nice run and probably need some time to articulate more things for more opportunities. So, pretty nice zoom. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. So, I appreciate y'all nonetheless. Hopefully I was able to escape with some bands, or at least a good lesson that made it worth it. Can see these nukes took place here and here already. This is the retest area that I should technically use to dump, but it's looking like we're taking the buy side of it along this area. So I'd like a nice candle close in that to go for some buys, but it looks like they're just running it up. And this is our nuke level that we need to break and blast off from. So again, if we can get our entries down here, that'd be sick. Otherwise, we're just watching this thing blast off. Ideally, we can probably see this thing touch the top of that, then give us the retest, and then try to do the run. So that could be a play as well. Didn't quite go into it, but Gotta tap on it. Like we said, that 15-minute candle can come back and reach for this area for as long as it likes. I'll try one contract. I don't really want to see this dig too crazy. We're trying to average as if this was a mine sweep, right? So usually a mine sweep reaches for highs, grabs lows, reaches for highs, grab lows, reaches for highs, grab lows, and then we'll just keep doing that, right? Inching, and eventually we get the break. So we don't want to hold something or average too hard into something that isn't really going our way. We need to sweep back in here and close for us to go for more buys. That looks really dope. We have a lot of slanted highs, but no real direction of anything yet. It just created an order block, so I don't want to add an average just yet. I would like to see it close and hold, otherwise it'll get slapped down one more time. Damn, bro, they're just giving too many opportunities. So like I said, it can get sketched now. We're in between 3 slanted highs. I'm gonna turn this on for you. So if you don't have profit, you need to size down. But here and here, these are our 2 slanted highs of the sweep right now. 780, which is the high. We need that break. So technically they reach back as much as they'd like. That 15 needs to protect this area. So ideally we want all the sweeps to hold those levels. And our average, like we said, 764 was the max we wanted. We got that. We got a chance to get 5 contracts before breakout to 780. All right, boom, we finally got our breakout. Like we said, there's a high that's slanted here on the trend line. Looks like this. If you don't have profit on the day, you are out of this trade. You should take your 2 grand and run off. And then for the rest of us, this trend line will be our gauge of profitability. We want all candles to stay above this and not go below in order for us to get to that 830 level that we're looking for. All right, there's an imbalance here. It's already been swept technically, so everything looks clear for 830, but it's gonna take some time. So what I will say is price target's just been tapped. This is the first high in the way for 21,800. And then other than that, this thing's gonna find its way to creep all the way to 21,830. So it'll just keep doing the little ping pong game until then. So while that operates, hopefully you guys were able to get some kind of position. There were multiple averaging entries in there and risk parameters. So hopefully you touched some profit thus far. We know it'll definitely reach back down for this because break, drop. If that retests and can't get higher, then we'll grab a stop. If we get above it and hold, then we keep running. I'm going to go with the psychology that they're not going to go for the daily levels, and instead they're going to retrace all the way to 21,879. So I'm going to look for a reason to get in the shorts into these areas. We kind of already have one with this breakout and this retest. So this is definitely a short entry that can go all the way up to that trend line pretty swiftly. But I haven't found my footing yet on like how fast the market's delivering things. Right here, it just presented one sweep and went straight to it. Very, very easy. But we know on other days, it'll present something, fuck around with it, then deliver it. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for right now, considering the news took place. But it seems to be moving just fine. Everything's doing what it needs to do. It's breaking, it's touching, it's retesting and running. I'll go for a 1 contract on the short side. My chart's inverted. The reason I'm expecting that is somewhat of a mind sweep concept because we technically don't want to run this way anymore. So it'll use all the excuses it can to just get back up. And that's an assumption of the daily not wanting to go below the price that is already touched. So here, like we said, we thought this would be the mind sweep. That would give us the run to those highs, but they didn't take the opportunity to do so. Price is now bleeding off towards that daily levels high. We do not want it to close candles below that. We want that to show like that full sweep. Otherwise, that's $435 of a stop. Ideally, you wouldn't just want to hold one contract into oblivion like this, but I'd like to see if there is an averaging portion here and show if this does play out properly that it will not target its lowest liquidities. All right, so cool, there's a sweep. If we get retests of this area, say around 21,955 and 53, could be a good averaging portion, but you still have to be okay with it coming back because we're not out of the clear. We need to break new highs. That's above these. Right now, we have created the 3 highs that we need to break through and rush, and then we have the trend line that we know we need to get to, which is also the 50% of this big run. I'm gonna try to buy this discount as well. It went lower than the previous here. That moves our average a little closer to the lows. Here's a pretty nice symmetrical trend line as well. They can always sweep that, but thus far, let's look at this discount that we've been given here. We tried to go low a few times. No candles are closing lower. We need that candle to close higher to show us that that is a good price. If it is a good price, we might be able to get a run out of it. Let's add to it. We're back in profit. Now we need to get the blast off to 929. Ideally, 920 would be fire. So there's all of our new highs from the interactions we got from the low. This is your safe take profit right here, right now, because this is a new higher price. It's not fair value yet, but it is a new higher price, so it still counts. They can use this and still get that level if they wanted to. So if you don't want to trade off the assumptions and speculate, by technicality, that was your trade and it is over. Anything past this point is market experience. There goes market experience, paying you a couple extra dollars. From there, market is now free to do that middle quadrant, right? So that's the first half of the square we just got. Next half has to support the idea. We need to keep sweeping the fair value while also dipping to discounts to accumulate liquidity in order to blast straight to that 78. And the 78 can get us to the all-time level of the day. Doesn't have to do that all in 1 hour, right? It can take all day to do this experience, whatever time frame it wants to use. Right now, the 15 second just looks most advantageous. But if we look at the 1 minute or something at this point, it might have another play for us to be looking at. We might actually be seeing this portion of it right here on the 1 minute. So we have to wait for the 1 minute's version of it too. But not bad. I mean, that's $3,000 as we speak. Stop losses going under. There's an imbalance here at 925, putting it there. Buy side stop losses. We're at $4,500 right now. Man, it's Friday. Banger fucking trades. Is it Friday or is it fucking Thursday? Yeah, Friday, right? Easy bank. So we're locked out of there now. $5,000 trade. This week has been just absolute bangers, bro. If you made money this week, let me know. Need something in the chat, bro. Finish off the week with some communication. That's a monster trade. If you didn't make any money, beautiful lessons nonetheless. This week is absolutely insane. That's a $10,000 week, all done on Zoom. I kept all of my entries articulated here on Zoom for us, so that way everyone can be involved in the trade as it moves. So hopefully you guys can see me performing the after hours with my own personal strategies, but then you also see the way I would do a New York market open in order for you to develop a strategy as well. All markets can be traded, bro. There's not one better time than the other. It just depends on the strategy you're using in each.